everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon and this is a channel that is dedicated to all things related to narcissism. I've been married to a covert narcissist for almost 20 years. I'm separated from him now, and what I do with this channel is I use my real life experiences to get information out there to people about what narcissism really is, what it looks like, what it does to you, and what it does to your family. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about gaslighting. This is a requested video. So for anybody else who has a video that you are interested in having me make, please put your suggestion in the comments, and if I feel that I can do the video justice, I will go ahead and make it. So today I'm going to be talking about gaslighting, what it is, what it feels like, and what happens when you wake up and realize you've been gaslighted. Gaslighting is a manipulative tactic used by abusers. It is emotional abuse. Whether or not you are physically abused, if you're in a narcissistic relationship, you will always be emotionally abused. It's a hallmark of narcissism. Narcissists have to cast doubt in your reality. And that's really what gaslighting is. They change your perception of the truth. They make it so that you believe what they want you to believe. It is abuse. They cause doubt and confusion, and you go along with them. All narcissistic relationships all follow the exact same pattern. They need you to be with them, and they know that if you knew who they really are, you wouldn't be. So at the beginning of the relationship, they have to hook you. They take control of you. They start off by love bombing you. So you believe you have met this amazing, wonderful person, and you do not want to be without them. You don't feel like you could live without them. They're just so special. It's all a lie. You don't know this. By the time you realize this, you're in so deep, and this is all planned. They want to put you in a cage. Picture a bird in a cage. That's how you eventually will end up. You will be trapped in this cage, restless and longing to be free, but feeling trapped. Once you get there, it's very difficult to get out. You probably are married at that point. Maybe you have kids, you have finances involved, and certainly a narcissist, especially a covert narcissist, is going to ruin your financial life. So that's going to make it very hard to leave. Then if you have kids, the horror of even thinking about divorcing a narcissist and having your kids be alone with a narcissist for half the time, that is hell to a victim of narcissistic abuse. You know how bad this narcissist is. The courts aren't going to know this. The courts don't care. All they see is that it's the parent, and your children should be with this person. So to give them up half the time, it's not something that you can even conceive of. So people stay in these relationships. Then by the time your kids are grown, you're in your 50s, your 60s, and then you're thinking, it's ridiculous for me to leave now. I can't leave now. Your finances are blown up. You've already spent all this time with a narcissist. These are real realities, and a narcissist knows this. It's so crucial to understand that a narcissist plans these things. They are manipulators, so they have to hook you early. So they love bomb you. You think you've met, your Prince Charming, this amazing person. I know I'm saying Prince Charming, but this goes for females too. It goes vice versa. They are manipulators. They change your reality. So they gaslight. So at the beginning of the relationship, they're love bombing you. Then as the relationship goes on, once you're hooked, then the gaslighting starts. They start abusing you. Gaslighting is abuse. People who have been abused, who have grown up with abuse, are ripe for the picking for narcissists. This is exactly what happened to me, and I know I'm not alone in this. This happens to so many people. I grew up in a home where my father's an overt narcissist. Now, I go back and forth whether I believe my mother's a narcissist or not. Sometimes I think she's codependent, and other times I think she's a narcissist. I suspect that maybe she is both, so she's codependent to my father, but narcissistic to me. I'm not sure, but either way, my father definitely is an overt narcissist. So I grew up always being less than. I wasn't smart enough, pretty enough, good enough, whatever. I was never enough. My father kept us isolated from other members of the family. So I grew up, this is all I knew. So I was hell-bent on not marrying somebody like my father. The most important thing to me when I was dating was marrying someone different than my father. So when I met my husband, I thought I had met this amazing person. He was kind and generous. He wasn't mean to me. He wasn't telling me how bad I was about everything. I thought I had really made it. I had no idea that I had actually married my father, but that it was in a different form. My father is an overt narcissist. My husband's a covert narcissist. So basically, I married the same person. They were just wearing a different outfit. I didn't realize this until it was too late, and this is what happens. This is why it's so crucial to help younger people, younger generations recognize red flags. I have a 17-year-old daughter. Over my dead body will she be in a narcissistic relationship. I am in so much pain because of the relationship that I have endured. It's been my entire life. I've lived this every single day. I'm awake now, and it's a painful reality. I'm going to get more into that in the video, but I really look at it where I have paid for her too. I have paid for myself. I have paid for her. I feel blessed that I'm awake because so many people go to their grave never knowing. And this happens, it goes down generations in families. In my own family, my parents, my in-laws, my brother-in-law, everybody, I'm surrounded by these people. So in some ways, I'm the luckiest person in my whole family. I'm the most blessed because my eyes are wide open, and I want to have that benefit my own children. So it's so crucial because when I look back, I cannot tell you that there were no red flags, that my husband played me to perfection and it was just not possible for me to know. I didn't know what red flags were. I had no idea. Now, in retrospect, I look back and my God, I was drowning in red flags, but I didn't see them. I saw them, but I didn't realize that they were indicative of danger. I thought that it was, he was stressed out or he didn't mean to. After all, he did say he was sorry, but we're going to get into a narcissistic apology in the video. So what narcissists do is they love bomb you initially. Then they start devaluing you and they start gaslighting you. So what gaslighting looks like is it's subtle manipulation. You don't even know it's happening, but they over time, gradually, little by little, change your perception of reality. And eventually you really, truly believe everything the narcissist says. You're programmed. You're like a computer. You've been programmed to believe what the narcissist wants you to believe. It's all intentional. So my husband would start off, this is what he did at the very beginning when we were first married. He started telling me that people didn't like me. So he started making me very insecure. So it started off, we would go out and then he would tell me things like, did you see the way that she looked at you? I could tell that she really didn't like you. She's more of a frenemy. Or when you told that story, you should have seen the way what his face looked like. He was horrified. That was so embarrassing. How could you say that? And over time, because, I'm believing that my husband loves me. You believe that this person who is doing this has your best interests at heart. It's so crucial when you're hearing this to understand the concept, where you're coming from. You believe it's true. So I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, people don't like me. And over time, he kept doing this. Over time, I became paranoid. I became like a hermit. I didn't want to be around other people. He didn't even have to do anything at that point. I did it for him. I didn't want to be around other people. And as my kids got older and they started doing play dates, I did do play dates. I didn't want to deny my children friends, but I did not become friends with any of the mothers because I thought that they didn't like me. I hated going on play dates. It was such a stress. I would be up the night before, worried about this, not wanting to do it, counting down the minutes until I could leave the play date. That's what I did. So I never became friends with these other mothers. It was a self-fulfilling prophecy. He told me that people didn't like me. I lived that reality. I made it come true. Other things that they do, other gaslighting tactics, especially by a covert narcissist, is the silent treatment. They train you not to upset them. So, what typically will happen is that a narcissist will do something wrong. You'll catch them in a lie. They'll do something horrible. Like my husband will charge up credit cards or something like that. And then you get mad and they shut down. So you can't stand the silent treatment. People who haven't experienced the silent treatment might not understand how painful it is. Your identity is being denied. You don't exist anymore. And then for somebody that has you so wrapped up in them and you don't have anything outside, it's only them, you're losing your only connection to life, you are desperate to stop it. So what you do is you start ignoring the things that they did. You apologize to them when they've done something wrong. Imagine this is the lifestyle the narcissist lives. They abuse you and you apologize for it. Oh, I'm sorry that I got upset that you maxed out the credit cards. I'm sorry that I got upset that you lied to me. You're not saying it like that, but essentially when you're apologizing, that's what you're saying. So you learn to just let it go, to let it pass. You're grateful that this person who's abusing you is continuing to abuse you. It's crazy when you think about it, but this is what gaslighting does. It changes you completely. You're not thinking straight. It's mind control. So they give you the silent treatment and then, you're letting them do whatever they want. Or they'll tell you another way that they gaslight you is they'll tell you, you're so sensitive. You are so sensitive about this or that. You're not so sensitive, but they need you to think that. Remember, it's like when my husband was telling me that people didn't like me. Eventually, he didn't have to say anything. I just didn't want to be around people. So if they keep telling you you're so sensitive, eventually you start thinking, well, I'm going to have to let this go because this must be me being so sensitive. Or another thing is they will apologize in a narcissistic way. So they don't truly apologize. You do something wrong, you hurt somebody. Oh, I'm so sorry. And you're genuinely sorry. Somebody's genuinely sorry when it doesn't happen again. If I, cheat you in some way, tell you I'm sorry, and next week I cheat you again. Am I really sorry? That's like the narcissist. So their apology is, I'm sorry you got upset. It won't happen again. Of course it happens again. What a narcissist says and what they do never match. So these are some of the ways they gaslight you. They make it so that you just do whatever they want. You are a good little girl, a good little boy. That's the lifestyle they want. You are that bird in a cage. When/if you wake up, this is when your life changes dramatically, and it's not an easy thing to deal with at all. When you wake up, your eyes are wide open and you're in for the shock of your life. I don't know if I have words to describe how painful it is. You see reality for the first time and you're going to go over things in your mind. It's people in the war. It's like post-traumatic stress disorder. Every once in a while, you'll just be doing whatever. And all of a sudden, something will pop in your mind and you'll realize, oh my gosh, he was totally lying to me at that point. I can't believe I forgave him for that. This is what he was really doing. This is what happens to you. And you'll see the narcissist for who they really are. They have this image of them as a king, as a queen. They're this majestic lion. But who they really are is like a little naked mole rat. That's who they are. When you see them for that way, you're shocked. And then you think, oh my gosh, I gave up all this time in my life. I was afraid of this person that I could basically just step on, because the truth, the real truth that the narcissist has always been desperate to keep you from finding out is that you have the power. You are the better person. They are lucky to be with you, but they change it completely so that you feel you are lucky to be with them. It's very painful, but this is when your life can start. This is when you are free. It's the first step to you being free, to you having the life that you deserve. Like I said, oftentimes this happens when you're 40s, 50s, 60s, and you've given up your whole life for this person. I always say, and I really believe, if you have breath in your lungs, it is not too late. It would be better for you to have 1 day of freedom, 1 month, 10 years, than to let this person have the rest of your life. They are a perverse, cruel person. And if you believe in God, they will be punished. And you can take satisfaction in that. I'm not trying to say that you should be this cruel, vindictive person, but the reality is you've been abused and you have every right to hate this person, to feel cruel feelings towards this person. This is another thing you'll have to deal with. I'm dealing with this right now. When I look at my husband, when I see who he really is, it makes me sick. He is a pathetic person, and I gave him my life. I feel so lucky that I'm awake now, that I can make a difference, that I can change my life. But it's still a huge process to go through. You essentially have been through the war. And it's like any soldier in the war, you have to go through and deal with the things that have happened to you. Accept what has happened to you. Try to move on. Try to make a difference. I have this channel to try to help other people because it makes me sick to think of how many years I gave my husband. 20 years. And before that, I grew up with a narcissist. It's all I've known. So it's a new life. And it's embarrassing because I've been separated from my husband now for a year. So I have this new life that he is not a part of. I have friends for the first time really in the last 20 years. The first time I have friends, people that enjoy being around me. And that's a new thing because even now you've been so brainwashed. I think, is this going to end? I mean, I think this all the time. Is this going to end? Am I going to say something? Is something going to go wrong? It's a process. Recently, a new friend of mine, I was telling him a little bit about what's been going on with my husband. And he said, how did this happen to you? You're so nice. How could this happen to you? And you feel like an idiot, really. You feel like, you don't understand. I was brainwashed. I mean, it's ridiculous, but it's reality. You have to accept that other people are not going to understand this. People who don't even realize how privileged they are, how lucky they are not to have had this happen to them. If this has happened to you, it's not your fault. You are a victim. I do not advise having a victim mentality, but I do advise having, realism, understand the reality. You are a victim, and victims deserve to have their life back. It's time to open up, that bird cage. You can fly wherever you want. So many people say, oh, if I was a bird, I would fly away. I would live a different life. I would never just stay here. But you also can do that. Now, I know it might be difficult. It's not easy. You might, have a home. You're still married. You have kids. But you really do have the ability. You can fly. The narcissist has clipped your wings, but you can get those feathers back. I have backyard chickens. You can clip wings and then they can't fly, but they grow back. You can fly. You can be free. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm so grateful for everybody watching my channel. It really means a lot to me. I hope that I have helped somebody. Please like the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on all things related to narcissism. I support and am there for every one of you. You are not alone. God bless you all. I'll see you on Wednesday. Oh, sorry, Friday.